Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Mic check. 1, 2. How are we doing today? About to get started here. We got table 20 here. Stanley Gaskins versus Robert Sopha. It's, yeah. Hold on. Let me turn it off. Table 13. Oh no, it's this one right there. Maybe 8. Just making sure it works. You're good. All right, we're good. I'm about to have Leah commentate here in just a moment. For everyone, should be a pretty good match. This is the final day of the U.S. Amateur Tournament, preliminary tournament. Oh, it might be. Hold on.
Yeah, it's just a delay, I think, but I think I shifted it. Okay. Thank you. Does that look okay? I shifted it just a teeny bit. Okay. All right. Thank you. Wow, it's early. Good morning, everybody. All right. Well, if you're just signing on, thank you. If you're returning or if you're just signing on for the first time, we are at the U.S. Amateur.
Okay, I also want to let everyone know that up front we have Sean and they have cues and things that you might want to look at. They're raffling off an OB cue for anyone that's interested. They will only be here until noon today, so if there's anything you want to look at or you need,
Sorry, I'll wait for the announcer to finish speaking. Okay, good morning, good morning. Signing on here to,
I still have a score sheet up here for Julietta Dow and April Scott, table 9.
all right, let's try this again. All right, so we're on the first round of day 3 here at the U.S. Amateur preliminary rounds out at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia. So up on the table today, looks like we have Stanley Gaskins and Robert Sopha, and they're playing in a race to 7. Looks like it's they started with 8 ball, and it's Masters, the APA Masters format. So it looks like they chose to start in 8 ball, so it's 5 games of 8 ball, and they'll have to switch over to 9 ball to complete the set. So there are 8 games of 9 ball, but since they started in 8 ball, it's unlikely that they'll go that far. So anyways, best of 5 and 8, and then they'll switch over to 9-ball. And the score is 0-0. And Robert Sopha's at the table right now. He's in the green shirt and khaki pants. It looks like he rolled up a little closer than he wanted to on that 6-ball. It looks like it's makeable, but he's not really going to be able to let his stroke out. He's probably going to have to really just punch this ball so that he can make a legal hit. Yep. Yep. All right, and approaching the table is Stanley. He's in the black t-shirt and khaki shorts there. Well, from my angle, I am not sure if the 3-ball actually goes past the 10-ball here in the upper right corner. Since Robert didn't hesitate to get down on that shot, I'm thinking it probably does. I'm gonna grab this. And that out of your way. That was a great shot, so I guess it did go by. So it looks like he's going to go in the upper right corner with the 8-ball. Just hit it with some top to avoid that bottom left corner down there. Good shot. All right, so Robert takes first blood. He's up 1-0. All right, see if I can get the scores up here. All right, so he's on the bottom. All right, looks like I updated the score correctly on the first try. And again, I want to welcome any of the viewers to Nova Action live stream here at Brews and Cues. As one of the sponsors here, we have Brews and Cues, we have Center Pocket Billiards, we're playing the U.S. Amateur. It's an APA Masters format, and it's being hosted at Revolution Billiards out in Fairfax, Virginia. Some of the other sponsors, I just mentioned Brews and Cues. We have Least Coast Landscaping, Raymond's Pro Shop, The Real Deal, and House of Vape. We also have Keith's Q Repair. They're out here today doing minor Q repairs, getting tips replaced and some cleaning done if you want to stop by to get some work done on your Qs. I'm going to try to pay attention to the monitor here because there is a slight delay, so just want to make sure I don't get ahead of what you can see on the stream. And so this is the final day for both the men's and women's brackets. The men started on Friday night. It's going on for 3 days for them, and the women started yesterday, so it's 2 days for them. And I want to try to get up to date on the numbers. So at the start, in the men's side, we started with 123 participants, and according to this, it looks like 8 of them advance to the national tournament. And in the women's division, we started off with 24, and it looks like they're going to send 2. If I can get some updated information, I'll share with you the number of players that remain on in both the men's and women's divisions. All right, so it looks like Robert opened up his balls a bit. Stanley has to figure out how he's going to deal with the 2 and 3, but it looks like he can use either the 1 or 4 ball to get down here to the 2 and 3 balls. Yeah, he dogged that. But what he did do is he moved his 6 ball in front of that bottom left pocket. So the 6 ball is in front of the 9 ball. The 9 does go in the upper left pocket, so Robert just needs to plan for that. Looks like the 12 will go down past the 6, and that'll put him on the correct side to decide whether he wants to go for the 9 or 10 next, depending on what position he gets. Looks like he drew it back a little bit too far. The 9 ball might go by the 10. Again, I can't see it from this angle, but he's shooting it. It did go. It went past it. So it looks like Stanley's probably going to go at this 1 ball to try to get down here to the 4 or roll even farther down for the 2 and the 3. It's a good shot. It's got a weird angle on the 4 ball, but maybe a little inside to get on the 2 or the 3. I mean, he could elect to play safe if he could really hide Robert from either the 9 or 10 ball. Yeah, because when he shoots this 4 ball, he's going to be going away unless he puts maybe some inside on it to pull it back down towards the lower end of the table on the screen here. I mean, he's got the angle to go down there. Well, it looks like he's opting not to even deal with this right now. He'll save it. That's a gutsy shot. Wow. I mean, he's struggling with confidence. That was a good shot. So, you know, he's just draw back for the 2 ball. Looks like he's going to draw back to try to get back on the 4 ball here to go in the same pocket. If he gets out here, that's a pretty good out to go up and down the table that way. So he's calling the lower left pocket for the 8 ball. Oh, he missed it. Wow. All right, so Robert got a break here. Can't always assume anything. It's a good shot. Now the cue ball's going towards the side rail there. I'm not sure if he can send the cue ball straight down here or... Oh boy, that's a tough one. Yeah, see, the cue ball was going towards the rail on that shot on the 9 ball. And I guess he could have really stuck the 9 and tried to create an angle to bring the cue ball more towards the center. But it looks like he hit it just at enough speed that the cue ball just continued to track forward, and it followed right in behind that ball to scratch. All right, so let me update the score. So we are tied 1-1. And again, if you're just tuning in, we are at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia, the host site for the U.S. Amateur preliminary rounds. The men and women are playing today in the final day. And the stream is being put on by Nova Action. Alright, so Stanley scratched on the break, so it looks like Robert's going to go with the low balls. Only see a couple issues on the table. He's got the 5 ball. I mean, the 5 does go down in that lower left, upper left pocket where the 9 ball is, which makes it a big pocket if he has a... Okay, I'm not finding it. Well, perfect. So just since I just turned away here for a second, looks like he moved that 13 ball, so the 5 ball, thank you. The 5 ball is now even a bigger problem for him now. So it looks like he may opt to play the 4. Wow, he went for it. He went to break it out. Yeah, well, really didn't have much of a choice there, so looks like he elected to play safe. He did kind of open up the 13 ball there. I think it does go on the side if Stanley can get on it, but he didn't leave it too easy. It does look like Stanley can go for either the 12 ball or the 9 ball, but he still has to figure out how he's going to deal with the 13 and 10 balls. Might be able to see enough of that 13 to go for it now. Wow. So no, it doesn't go as easy. I mean, it's still blocking the 5 ball, but Robert could try to move it. Okay, so they both have ball tied up now, so looks like Robert's 4 ball is blocking Stanley's 12 ball in the near the upper right corner. Stanley still has the 13 close to the rail there, close to Robert's 5 ball. So there's still a little bit of work to do. All right. That was a good shot. He still has a 12 ball to deal with, but it was not a risk going for that breakout there because he still has that other ball tied up, so it just made it easier for him to go ahead and start plucking away at some of these balls.
Okay, everyone, at this time, if you're at your table and you do not have an opponent, you hereby forfeit. Bring your score sheet up to the desk.
So I'm not sure if Robert's going to play aggressive here because it looks like the 12 and 4 ball are wired, but yeah, it looks like he's going to just deal with that later. He might play for the bank on the 4. And from where I'm sitting, it does not look as though he can cut it in. I mean, and I'm not sure if he can bank it either. Let's see what he does. Wow, wow, that was a great shot. I did not realize he had room in there to do that. So he called the side pocket on the 8, and it's a pretty big pocket because the 13's sitting there. Awesome out. Awesome out. All right, so Robert's going to take the lead now. So now the score is 2-1 Robert. Race to 7. APA Masters format. They started in 8 ball. They have 2 more games of 8 ball before they'll switch over to 9 ball. Ah, it's 8 ball. That's right. Yeah, I'm glad you saw that. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure. No worries. Not sure if you noticed. Scotty just switched the little icon there to switch it from 9 ball to 8 ball. I think if you're viewing it, you kind of knew what they were playing, but it does help if at first glance to let you know what format we're in. Oh, he. All right. If you're just joining us, we are at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia for the U.S. Amateur preliminary rounds. It's an APA Masters format. We have the men and women playing today on the final day. You're currently watching Robert Sopha playing Stanley Gaskins. They started with 8 ball, and it's a race to 7. Robert's leading 2-1. Robert's at the table now. He's in the green shirt, and Stanley is wearing a black shirt. And both of these guys are on the 1-loss side. I think at this point we are on the winner's side. I believe they still have an opportunity to move to the loser's side, but these guys are on the 1-loss side. They both are playing to stay in it right now. And again, I know I said I'm going to try to update you on the number of players who are left in both the men's and the women's brackets. So if I could look up again the information on the numbers of players that started out here this weekend. See what I can pull up here. So on the men's side, they started with 123 players. 8 advanced to the national tournament in Florida. And on the women's side, 24 started and 2 advanced. So looks like with this shot, he just needs to make it. With top, it should give him put him on the 13. He hit it a little hard. See, when you're using the bridge, sometimes it's hard to gauge your stroke. But he went a little farther than he wanted to there. What a shot. What a shot. Well, he used the bridge on that and gauged it well. Now the two's on the side there, making that side pocket a big pocket. I can't. Looks like he's going for the corner. Wow. That one wiped its feet before it went in. Whew. I think I would have elected to go to the side pocket, but it's easier to say from the seat. So you have to do what you're comfortable doing. All right, so it looks like this is going to be an interesting match. They're going back and forth. Now it's 2-2. This is the last game of 8-ball, and they'll switch over to 9-ball. So let me update the score real quick. All right, so this is Stanley at the table. And we are streaming on Nova Action. We are at Revolution Billiards for the U.S. Amateur preliminary rounds here in Fairfax, Virginia. The men and women are playing for a chance to go to the national U.S. Amateur tournament. And I want to give a shout out to some of the sponsors. We have Brews and Q's on the Boulevard, Center Pocket Billiards, Keith's Q Repair. He has not started today yet, but he will be here doing some minor repairs on cues if you want to stop by. We have Least Coast Landscaping, Raymond's Pro Shop, The Real Deal, and the House of Vape. Alright, so this is Robert back at the table. His only trouble right now, from what I see, is the 2-ball. And the 1-ball does not look as though it goes into the side pocket easily, so All right, so he did move the 2 ball, but it's still covered by the 11 on that, blocked by the 11 at that upper left corner pocket there. And I think that 1 ball is a little too close to go, so see what he decides to do here. Oh, good try. Looks like he tried to play that 2 ball off the 9 ball. That's a good try. And he did draw the ball back to not give up too much to Stanley. Little two-way shot. Yeah, that actually was not a bad leave, but can't tell if Stanley can see the 9 ball. If he can see the 9 ball and if he can make it. Oh, so I'm not sure if he could see all the ball there. All right. It was a good defensive leave on Robert's part. So it does look like the 2 ball does go in. He can opt to hold a cue ball there and well, actually he can't, because now that I'm looking at it, it looks like the 2 doesn't go by the 11, so he's going to have to play for the side probably. Oh, he's coming down for the 7 ball. Oh, wow. That 9 ball got real big. It's amazing how sometimes you play position and you pick the cue ball picks the one spot on the table behind a single ball. Yeah, I'm sure Robert's not happy about this. Yeah, I thought he was just gonna tap the 1 in and leave a little bit of an angle to make the 2 on the side, but I guess he felt more comfortable. Look at this. Wow, good try. Yeah, I guess he felt more comfortable getting down on the 7 and working his way back up for the 2. So Stanley's just going to take his time here and assess what pattern he wants to go with. So it looks like he's going with the 10 ball. So it looks like 4. Oh. All right. No, so he went for the 9 ball. It's where I'm sitting. He's in front of the table, so it's hard to see what he was aiming at. So he's probably just going to hit this probably low left and draw it back out towards the center of the table. Wow, that 8 ball got in his way. All right, 2 ball might give him some help in that side pocket if he goes for the bank. I mean, Robert's balls are right by the pocket, so he definitely has to go to get out. Look at this, double bank, boom. Yep. Well, where the 8 ball is, Robert can either cut it up to the top right corner or play it in the side if he gets up here. So it depends on where he wants to start here with the 2 or the 7. Good shot. All right, So it looks like he's going lower right corner if you're looking at the screen. Good shot. Really good shot. Alright, so this is it. They are switching to 9-ball. So Robert takes the lead. The score is now 3-2. Robert Sopha. And I'm going to need my expert to switch the little icon from 8-ball to 9-ball for me. I don't think I can do that. Yeah. Let's see. Yep, so this is the first rack of 9-ball. Again, it's a race to 7. Robert's up 3-2 against Stanley. We'll try to get that icon updated shortly, so please stand by for a minute. So it looks like Robert made something on the break here, and he has a shot on the 1. Oh wow, got a 2 for not the 1 in and the 2, and he is on the 3. So alright, so it's just a matter of him taking his time. I guess for the 7 to the 8, he needs to make sure he gets up here above the 7-ball. And it looks like he fell a little bit short, but he'll probably just go around, use his angles to go around the table to get back down there on the 8. It's not ideal, but if he makes it, he should have a pretty good shot on the 9-ball. Whew. Yeah, he seems to be comfortable with his stroke on this table. That was a nice out. Good out, Robert. Alright, so Robert takes a 4-2 lead. Alright, looks like I did that right. Hi. Alright, I just asked for some help to get this updated so that it shows that we've switched over to 9-ball. Again, we are at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia. We're at the Revolution is the host site for the APA's U.S. Amateur Preliminary Rounds, and it's men's bracket, women's bracket. They're in their final day here for a chance to go to the national tournament in Florida. And you're watching Stanley, Gaskins, and Robert Sopha. Robert is leading 2-4 in a race to 7, and they're playing an APA Masters format. So they started in 8-ball, and this is the second rack of 9-ball, and they are both in the 1-loss side. So the winner moves on, and the loser goes home. I don't think there's any other way to put it. So no worries. Okay, I didn't want to screw it up. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Yes. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, thank you. Okay, these young guys, they make technology so simple. It seemed it didn't appear to be as obvious to me, but it's very obvious to them. So hopefully you can see that the 9 ball has been updated there. All right, so Robert has ball in hand here. So his first shot, the 1 ball, and he's got to get on the 2 ball. Wow. Not sure what he was thinking there, but I know there where the 1 was, he needed to get down table on the 2. Didn't leave that easy of a shot for Stanley. I mean, if the 1 passes the 3, it looks like it should get by the 5, but maybe it didn't. Overcut that. Yep, it might go. Alright, so with 9 ball, you don't have to call your pocket, so, you know, that's part of the game. That, you know, if it ends up in another pocket, you still get to keep shooting. Alright, this is a tough shot here. If he just makes it, the cue ball should go back and forth. He should be able to get a shot on the 4. That was a nice touch. And so most of his trouble is worked out here because he makes the 4, goes up for the 5. Again, you should be able to see the 6 after he pops this in. And yeah, he might opt to use the 8 to hold the cue ball, or I don't know if he's got enough room on the edge over there to draw this ball off the rail, so he might just go in. And even if it hits the 8, he should have a shot on the 7 ball. Yep, it rubbed the 8 just a hair. Yep, and he might have been planning on running into the 8, but he probably wanted to hit it with enough speed so that if it didn't hit the 8, it would still get back out for the 7 ball. Yeah, Stanley's in a tough spot. He's down 2-4, and you know, Robert's not really leaving him anything real easy, so he's got to take advantage of every opportunity when he gets to the table. It's a good shot. Looks like he's going for the bank. It's a good shot, and he's kind of on the other side of the wrong side of the 8, but he can put a little inside on this to get back over to the 9, just as he did there. He just missed a shot. Yeah, and it looks like he kind of rushed it there too. I mean, that was a good bank shot on the 7, but he could have just taken his time a little bit to really think that shot through before going for the 8 ball. And this is no gimme either. I mean, Stanley didn't get down as far as he wanted to. So he's got to take his time on this one to make it. All right. All right. Slight shift in momentum here. So Stanley is trailing Robert 3-4. And just to let you guys know, we are at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia. It's the APA's U.S. Amateur Preliminary Round. It's the host site for the ladies and men who are trying to make it to the national tournament. And me. And so, like I said, the guy started off. He started off in 8 ball, so now they're at 9 ball, race to 7. So Robert's leading 4-3. Stanley just broke that rack. He just won the last rack to close the gap a little bit. So it's 3-4. Robert's in the green shirt. He's at the table now. And they are in the 1-loss side. So the winner moves on. The loser goes home. Looks like Robert might have rolled down a little too far. I'm not sure if you can see the 2 ball. Maybe a little masse around it. That's a great shot. Look at that. Look, still got issues with the 3. I'm not sure if you can see all of it either now. It's like sometimes when you get out of line, each shot becomes even more difficult in 9 ball. All right, so the men's bracket started off on Friday night. It started off with 123 players, and 8 of those will advance to the national tournament, and it looks like it's going to be held at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida, and that's going to be in November, the 7th through the 11th. And the women are also are playing to advance down there. So they started off yesterday with 24 players, and 2 of them advance. All right, so Robert's let's see what we get here. All right, so Stanley is playing a little cat and mouse with Robert right now. He's playing the safety game. You know, he's closed the gap a little bit, so the score is 3-4. So he's just trying to do whatever he can to get an opportunity on a good shot on the lowest ball on the table. So that will be ball in hand. It looks like Robert attempted to jump the 6 ball and to get on the 3, to hit the 3 ball, but the cue ball touched the 6 on the way over. But when he ran into that ball, he actually moved the 6 close to the 8. So the 8 it's in the way of the 6 ball. So Stanley will have to figure out how to free the 6 up. And he might be playing to make the 4 in the corner and leave himself an angle on the 5 to get into the 6 ball, but it looks like he's on the wrong side of the 5 ball right now. He can definitely make the 5 ball, but the only way he's going to get on the 6 is to maybe go up and down the table. He might be able to draw the cue ball back out so that he can see the 6. But yep, he went up and down. So he can make a hit on the 6. I can't see from this angle whether there is enough room in there for him to make the shot, but he can definitely see the 6 ball enough to hit it. Okay, all right. That was a pretty good save. If that 6 ball, if he can get that 6 ball farther up. Not sure if Robert can see it or not. It looks like he could see enough of it to make it. All right, well, here's an opportunity for Stanley to close the gap if he can, to tie it up if he can get out here. He played defense a few times and to try to get what he wanted. And so the table's laid out nicely for him. It's just making these balls. And just nice easy stop shot right there. Draw it over a little bit. Good shot. Alright, well, as we have been doing all match, we are going back and forth. So now the score is tied up 4-4. Very good. Alright. Hi. Yep, 4-4. Alright, so Stanley is at the table. 9 ball. Yeah, look at that. It's the tables. It's set up. Yep. Yeah, they played. Yes. Not this weekend. Yep. Yeah, everything's wide open here for him. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, sometimes if you overthink it, you know, he's all on to the probably the 3rd ball in his pattern there, and he forgot to make the first one. So looks like the 3 does go in the upper, the lower right corner here, as I see it on the screen. And he got on the 4 ball. Alright, so it looks like we might have a little more defense again here. So Stanley does not have a free pocket for this, so he'll probably elect to play safe. So we're tied up 4-4 in a race to 7. We're at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia. It's the host site for the APA U.S. Amateur preliminary rounds. Today is the final day, and so we're going to have 4 men will be advanced to the national tournament in Florida, and 2 women will advance. We had 123 men to start this on Friday, and 24 women to start. They started yesterday. Robert let his cue ball get away from him there. I guess you could say he missed that on the pro side, so he went for it, And the miss caused the ball to go back towards this bottom long rail here, so he really didn't give up much there to Stanley. Alright, so Stanley elected to play safe. That's actually not bad. When you can't really hide the ball, hide the balls, sometimes it's easier just to spread them out, or at least to create some distance. So Robert is just going to play safe right back. It's hard to see if Stanley can go off the edge of the 4 to try to bring the cue ball around 1, 2, maybe 3 rails on the other side of the 9 just to separate them again. He could probably use the 5 ball to hold the 4 there. But from my angle, I can't tell if he would be in danger of scratching if he thins the 4. Alright, so he looks like he's going to try to... Oh, okay. He's going to leave them close to each other there. So Robert is faced with a similar decision, so let's see what he does. Well, I don't think he wanted to give him that, but... Alright, so, can't see if the 5 goes in the side, so I'm not sure if Stanley's going to follow this around or draw it back. Okay. Alright, so he drew it back. I think I'm about to run low on power here. Alright, Scotty. Is it on? Oh, it's good? Good, okay. Oh, no. Okay. Alright, so... Alright, sorry, I looked away for a second, so it looks like Robert overcut that, but I cannot tell if the 7 ball... It looks like it might go in the bottom left pocket, but that's not Stanley's problem right now. He's got to figure out what to do with the 6, so he might play safe to hide behind these balls sitting up here. So that's what he did. And again, I can't tell if the 7 and 9 are wired for the corner pocket. So, and they must not be, because if Robert drew that ball back, it looks like he drew it back to play the 7 in the side. Yeah, so Stanley might opt to just create some distance here. Well, he's going to do what he did before, just basically splitting the balls. So, and the way you left the balls, Robert is going away from the 7 and 9 if he opts to go for the bank. But he actually did go for the bank in the opposite direction. I'm sure he did not want to open up that 7 and 9. All right, well, he has given Stanley another chance here, so let's see if he can control his nerves and as well as the speed of the cue ball. All right, so he'll probably go a little. Wow, I was expecting him to use like left spin to go 1, 2, 3 rails on that, but it worked out. Looks like he's straight in on the side pocket. All right, so again, a momentum shift, as I said before. So we are looking at 5-4 Stanley. Race to 7, and we are at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia, the host site for the APA U.S. Amateur Preliminary Rounds. You're watching Robert Sopha and Stanley Gaskins. They're playing in a race to 7. The score is 5-4 Stanley, and they're playing an APA Masters format. And so what that includes is a combination of 8 and 9 ball. And at the start of the game, depending on who wins the lag, that's how the games are decided. And whether the player wants to opt to start in 8 ball or 9 ball. And it's usually based on the starting with a lag or a flip to start the game. So if you win the lag or the flip, you can elect to choose the game by racking, allowing your opponent to break, and you rack the game that you'd like to start off with. Or if you win the flip or the lag, you can opt to allow your opponent to pick the game that you start with, whether it's 8 or 9 ball. And so most players opt to go with the format that they're most comfortable with, or that they feel that they have a better chance at starting in. And some players are good in both, and they'll just opt to break, and they'll let they will allow their opponent to pick the game, because clearly if you're at the table and if you can break and start off and make balls, you can take the lead early. All right, so Stanley just made a mistake here. Robert played a kind of like a two-way shot. It looked like the 3 could have gone in, but the way he left it in a position where Stanley couldn't see it. So that worked out for him. So it looks like Robert's only issue right now is the 7 ball, because the 8 ball is blocking that pocket. So hopefully that's something he needs to think about right now to get down below that 7 ball. He might be able to draw this off the side rail there and get down underneath the 7 ball now, but he's got to really stroke that. He did not. Oh, my bad. I did not see the 6 ball down there, so he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. On this screen, I could not see that 6 ball was down there. I was wondering why he didn't shoot that 5 harder. I see why now. That's a great shot. So he'll just punch the 8 off of the side rail there to shoot the 9 ball in the same pocket. So get it on down there. That was a good shot. Good out. Good out. Good out. Very good out. And so now we are at 5-5, tied up in a race to 7. We're at Revolution Billiards in Fairfax, Virginia at the APA U.S. Amateur Preliminary Round. Men and women are playing in their final day here. The men started on Friday with 123 players. The women started yesterday with 24 players. And this is the final day, and they're all playing for a chance to go to the national tournament in Florida. So this is just one location of several sites throughout the nation where players are playing for a chance to make it down there for the national tournament. So these events are taking place all over the country right now at local host sites. And the men are going to send send 8 down, and the women are going to send 2. All right, so Robert Sopha's breaking right now. He's in the green shirt at the table. Match is tied up, 5-5, race to 7. Caffeine's starting to kick in. That's a good hit. Alright, so Stanley's probably going to play safe and try to get that cue ball down, tied up or hidden behind something down there on the other end of the table. But, and if he had missed the 1 ball, it would have probably left Robert a tough shot. But he did make the 1. Alright, so I'm not sure if he was trying to pull that cue ball behind the balls down there, but he didn't really give Robert a whole lot, because when Robert makes his 3 ball, the 4 ball is right down there where Robert's shooting from. So he's got a tough job trying to get on the 4, and it looks like he might have snookered himself, because that 3 ball was it was pretty straight in, so he tried to create an angle to get out so he could see the 4. Well, apparently that was no trouble with the masse around this stack of balls around the 5 and the 8. That was a good shot. Alright, so Robert went for the safe there. I'm not sure how much of it Stanley can see. Yeah, both these guys are making some really good shots here. Alright, so the 7 ball is the next ball Stanley has to make. So he's got an angle on the 6, so let's see which path he decides to take to get down there for the 7. Alright, looks like he just got there. So he just needs to make this ball. Should play to not run into the 9, he just needs to make it. And should have a good shot on the 8. Don't want to get too straight in there. So it looks like he might be planning to go into the pocket. But overplayed it. Yep, it looks like he was trying to go for the upper left pocket, but he overplayed it. And he had a similar leave in the last game, where the last game he won, where he ended up with a side pocket shot with a 9 ball. So this is similar, just on the opposite end. Same pocket though, but opposite end of the table. Alright, he made it. Yeah, those shots are tricky to hold a cue ball when you're going that far of a distance. Alright, so Stanley takes the lead, and he is the first person to get to the hill. Race to 7. All right, race to 7 here. Stanley's up 6-5 over Robert. This is the APA U.S. Amateur Preliminary Round. Final day for both the men and the women. Stanley just broke, and it looks like he made a ball. And he might opt to go with the combo there. The 8's right in front of the pocket. Nope. Tough shot. Yeah, so this match has gone back and forth. It's been pretty close. I think the longest lead we had was in the beginning. Robert had a 4-2 lead, and then the momentum shifted a little bit. Stanley came within 1, and then he tied it up, and so they've gone back and forth since then. All right, so Robert did not get position on the 3 that he wanted, so looks like he's playing us safe. And I believe he left that for Stanley. So again, Stanley's on the hill here, so wow, that ball stayed up. Looks like he was stretching a little bit, so he didn't seem too comfortable in that shot when he was reaching for it. All right, so he's giving Robert a chance to get back in this or to tie it up. Now, that was a pretty good shot. So the table's just laid out just right for him now. It's all about nerves here. He rolled a little far on that. Yeah, well, see, when you get out of line in 9-ball, it just makes your work so much harder, you know, because you have to play the angles, and you know, he could have played that 5-ball better to play the 6-ball in the right side pocket, and it would have made it easier for him to get on the 7 or create an angle from the 7 before the 7 to get down to the 8. But he had to go in a different direction, which made it harder, which is why he missed the 5-ball. Even though Stanley's on the wrong side of the 6, I mean, he can still leave himself a good angle on the 7 for the 8. So he just needs to make this. Well, wow. Okay, the 7 helped him out there. He really got a lot of help right there from that 7-ball. Wow, he's not gonna like it. He is not gonna like that. Wow. This is where nerves starts to kick in. He's on the hill, and it's just a matter of connecting the dots here. And he's swinging at these balls. All right, looks like he's gonna go to kick the 8 in. All right, well, he's left Robert a chance here. Yeah, yeah. All right, just draw it back a little bit. There you go. Boom. Oh, looky here. We are tied up 6-6. Hill. All right. Yep, tied up. Oh, yeah. Can end it right now. Yeah. Just need a magic break stick, right? He just needs his magic break stick, right? Do you know how many players are left for the men's side? I gotta try to all together. How many players are left? Do we know yet? Okay, I'll try to get that info. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. On the loser side, so about half of them are left probably. That makes sense because it's double elimination. All right, so 64 left. Okay, so after this, okay, so it looks like we're about halfway through here. So it looks like we're going to have about 64 players left for the men's side. Yep. Out of 123 players, so looks like we're about halfway through. And again, these guys are on the one-loss side, so only the winner moves on.
All right, guys, table 10. We're going to keep this moving. Keep in mind, if you are going to go to your match, there are other matches playing. Please be careful with the people around you.
All right, so Stanley.
Curtis McDonald. Table 10, Roland Hunley, Curtis McDonald.
All right, so Stanley went for the safe, and Robert returned the favor. I do believe that one ball goes in the upper left corner pocket, but it's about whether or not you'll have a shot on the two ball if he decides to go for this.
Walden Riker and Bart Roberts.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. All right, so Stanley did go for the shot. He did not give up too much. I mean, Robert does have a shot on the one ball here, but it's a hill scenario, so it's about nerves and staying down on your shots and believing in your stroke. So let's see what he does. He thinned it. So I'm not sure if he went for that or if that was his safe, but it didn't turn out too safe. He left Stanley a shot on this ball. And this is a tricky shot too. It does look like there's a little bit of an angle, but you have to really cheat the pocket here to make sure you don't hit it too full and scratch behind it. So you really got to shoot this ball and with a little more authority than that, because the thing is you needed to really create an angle there because it was a little flat, and you see the cue ball did not take any of the angle because he didn't shoot it hard enough. Well, he might be going airborne. I think he is. And I think at this point he is only trying to hit the ball because I don't see how he can make this ball, easily. So I think he's just trying to hit it so that he doesn't give up the table, give ball in hand to Robert. Legal hit. Legal hit. All right, Robert has a shot on the two. Again, a similar shot where it's a little flat. So you roll it in. You might roll it too far, and that's what he's looking at. He's looking to see if the three goes, but if you roll it in, you could end up behind the six ball. So you have to make this ball. Like, he needs to make sure it doesn't go past the six. That was a great shot. Now, he looked at the three earlier to see if it goes, so I'm not sure if it does, but I think he played it knowing that it did. So if he makes the three ball, the four is just waiting on him right there. But he didn't follow through on his stroke. Nerves. This is nerves for both of them. Yep, he just did not follow through on the stroke, and it probably did that because he was really focused on just making the three and getting it past the seven, so he really didn't put a lot on that. So same thing here. He just wants to hit this ball. It was a legal hit. All right, so Stanley hopes it lands somewhere where he has a shot. Robert's hoping it lands somewhere where Stanley does not have a shot. It looks like it's the former.
Curtis Buckland and Scott Vecchio. Curtis Buckland, Scott Vecchio, table 14.
Okay, let's see if Stanley can do it. Now, the 8 ball is up here, so he's got to go up and down. He's got to play to get around the 7, past the 9 for the 6. Then he's got to play back down there for the 7. Look at this. Look at this. I think he overstroked it again. He likes that side pocket shot. This is like the 3rd time he's overplayed a ball, and he has had a similar shot in the side about overstroking it. And he can't go too far on this because he wants to have a shot on the 7. Alright, well, he has the angle to get back up here for the 8, so let's see if he can maintain his composure. Alright, it's hill. Tough shot on the pressure. Side pocket always comes into play. And now it just got real interesting. Real interesting. So earlier he was playing a safe where he just kind of separated the balls. He put the cue ball on one side and the 8 ball on the other side of the short rail. Let's see if he does that, or if in another scenario he had a similar shot. He had to use the bridge for it though, and he went for the bank and it went right in. But this is it right here. Maybe a little bit of luck, or maybe not. What would you do, Matt? All right. He did go for it, and he had to hold the cue ball for the 9 ball, so tough shot. And this is the stuff that just drives you crazy when you knew you had the out and you just overplayed a ball or underplayed it. All right, so let's see what Robert does here. He just needs to make this. And this would be for the win. Let's see. Oh, boy. Yeah, these guys are struggling with some nerves here. And this is a long shot, too. Stanley's trying to keep his cool. Wow, someone just walked in front of the table. He didn't reset, but let's see if that, hopefully that didn't distract him. Oh, well, it is over. It looks like Stanley will stay in it and will advance. I'm just going to update the score just so that everyone can see it. Good shooting, guys. And I am going to sign off for a minute. Okay. Thank you. So
Thank you.
The score up a little bit for them. Is that how it works?
Huh?
Or are you going to go ahead and set it up for the next round?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
If you want to stream again or whatever, let me know. We can switch off whatever you
Yeah,
want to do.
I'll let you go and then I'll jump back in. Are the women going to get on it?
Do what?
Are the women going to
I don't know. Brian's picking it off.
Okay, I'd like to call one of the ladies' matches if they can come on it. Yeah, I missed it yesterday because I had to run out to go back to Center Pocket.
Oh, okay.